Hello, we're here at CKexpo with actor Rochelle Davis. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you?
Fantastic. Welcome to Canada.
Oh, well, thank you.
The thriving metropolis of Chatham.
It's awesome here.
I know, right? Are you enjoying yourself at the con?
I am very much enjoying myself. I'm out of jail now, so I'm happy about that.
Jail.
Yeah, I was in jail raising money for the kids. But I did that now, so I'm out of jail, so I'm feeling good about that.
Oh, good. Right, okay. I was in jail, but for different reasons. We won't go into that.
Right, yeah, we'll keep that separate.
Right. And you, one of your first roles was in The Crow.
Yes.
You played the little girl?
Little girl, Sarah, from The Crow, yeah, the little skateboarding funky chick with the shaved head.
Wow.
Not shaved now.
No, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And tell us about The Crow, your experience on there.
It was awesome. It was my first role in an actual movie. I did a lot of stage work prior to, and it was just a really fun experience. I got to work with some really phenomenal actors, and I got to work with Brandon Lee, who is like a brother to me on set, and was amazing and awesome to work with, and very talented, and a lot of fun. Very funny, very charismatic personality. And just the crew and everybody was just awesome, and it was a lot of challenging work, you know, creating the character of Sarah and being her all the time, and a lot of rain and cold, but it was really rewarding, very rewarding.
Challenging, like creating this character, like what would be happening there? Like you'd have to try and switch back and forth like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde?
Not exactly. It's just I wasn't as rough and tough as Sarah was as a little girl, so I had to kind of create this character of this very damaged soul that was, you know, rough and hard-edged, but still had that soft inside that everybody could relate to and kind of attach to. So it was fun. I liked creating her.
Oh, awesome. And sadly, we know what happened to Brandon during that.
Yeah.
Did that affect you in any way?
Absolutely. Yeah, I have post-traumatic stress for a lot of different reasons. One of them is that, and it was very traumatizing seeing like him in life and joy and happiness, and then him just being gone very tragically. He had a very full life ahead of him, and it just got taken away for a stupid accident. So it was very, very hard to deal with.
And no doubt. I mean, they've always had those rules on sets where you're not supposed to point weapons at anyone.
Right. That was actually a big mistake that I know Michael, you know, beat himself up about for a long time. Was he wasn't really supposed to point the gun directly at Brandon. It was supposed to be a little to the side. But, you know, everybody was so overworked and just tired and, you know, overworked really, and I think he just wasn't really thinking about the fact that he was pointing it right at him, and, you know, it happened to be that there was a little sliver of a bullet in that gun that was stuck, and it projectiled like a bullet, and it hit him in the aorta and the spine, and he, you know, ended up in the hospital for 13 hours in surgery. So it was, you know, that little tiny adjustment of just a little to the left or to the right, you know, would have been a huge difference in life. But that's the kind of thing you don't know until it happens.
Has things changed since, like super, like safety-wise?
Oh, yeah, I believe that Hollywood's changed a lot since then. I mean, you lose a human being on set. It really changes how they perceive things and deal with them on set. You know, they also didn't really recognize a lot the child labor laws. I was doing 12 and 16-hour shifts, and I was not supposed to do more than like 9 hours, including school. So I'm sure a lot of that was reevaluated as well, because people were overworked and tired and making mistakes because of it. So
12-hour shifts, wow.
Yeah.
And how old are you then?
13.
13, 12 hours, oh wow, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And I loved it, so I didn't care.
Because you didn't know it was work, right?
Well, I knew it was work. It was hard, but it was fun for me. I loved it. It was what I loved to do, so I didn't care. I wanted to work. But, you know, in retrospect, I could have had a little less of those hours and still had as much fun, you know. But they weren't concerned about that. They were concerned about budgeting and how to make things happen as quickly as possible when they wanted them done, and they weren't concerned with people's safety as much. So now I think it's a little bit more cautious because they realize that people can die, and, you know, that's a real thing.
Fair enough. What have you done? Where have you been since The Crow?
I disappeared off the face of Hollywood existence for a good 10, 15 years and just did regular life. And then I came out and started doing conventions and little bit parts for independent films and stuff if I was asked to, and that's what I do now. I do a bit part for an independent film here and there, a convention here and there, and I'm writing a book about my life. I have a ghostwriter that's writing it for me, and I'm getting interviewed for all the stories that she's going to tell about my life. And then I do a podcast on YouTube called The Crow's Nest.
The Crow's Nest?
Yeah, so I do that with my boyfriend. We do, like once a week or sometimes a couple times a week. We just started getting more equipment for it, so we'll be doing it more frequently. So that's something I do often.
Or is it like once a week, twice a week?
We're going to probably be doing it at least once a week, sometimes probably twice a week. But we've been doing it mainly more like a couple times a month because we didn't have a lot of really good equipment to really do it with. So we wanted to wait until we had some more, technical stuff to work with. Now that we do, we'll be doing a lot more of it.
Of course. So what's the Crow's Nest talk about?
Pretty much everything. Like, we talk about whatever subject matter is relevant at the moment. If it's news stuff that we feel like talking about, or around Valentine's Day we did like a love special. We'll just kind of go with whatever feels like a good topic for the moment. Or if people go on our page and say, hey, we want to hear about this, or we want you to talk about that, or we'll do a special about it and really kind of dig into it. So it's really just anything, and we suggest that people go on there and write on our page and say, hey, we'd like to hear more about this or less about that, or you haven't done anything about this, talk about that. And we are big on researching those topics and the information about them and talking about them, and then we're all about it. So
it's not just like faking stuff, going on with your opinion and thinking, okay, cool. That's good.
We really like to. I mean, we researched metaphysical information, and then we gave our opinions and we gave the factual information that we looked up. So it was a mixture of both, and we discussed it. And I think that one was actually a live broadcast, so people were able to chime in and ask questions. So we do that both ways. We'll do it live sometimes we'll record it and just post it. So but we always ask for feedback, what people want to see, if they want to see it live, if they want to be able to just go back and watch it. We're mostly dedicated to what the fans want to hear about.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what projects do you have coming up?
Well, I have two films that I'm going to be shooting in the next 2 months. They're both just like independent films that people are doing in my area, but I'm proud of both of them. They're both going to be fun to work on, and when they come out, I'll be talking about them more. But I'm going to be doing those, and then when I get home, I'll be doing a lot more podcasting because my boyfriend finally got our equipment set up and got it all working good. So we'll be doing that, and then I'll be doing a lot more interviewing with my ghostwriter about my book and trying to get that rolling so that in the next year or two that can come out.
Do we have a title for the book? Maybe?
It's going to be called It Can't Rain All the Time.
It Can't Rain All the Time.
Yeah, just like the line from the movie. So it's something that people have said to me my whole life because it was something I said in the movie. So they always, when something goes wrong in my life, they go, hey, Rochelle, it can't rain all the time. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of my theme. So I figure not only is it my theme of my life, but it also will get the attention of people to say, hey, is that, something about the crow? And then they'll see it and realize it's about me, and they'll maybe want to pick it up and read it. So we'll see.
That's fair enough. And one other thing off topic, back in the 90s, they had a wrestling WCW where Sting was the crow. Mm-hmm. Was that cool?
Yeah, that was neat. I mean, I heard he did it as kind of like a tribute to Brandon, and he was, really into the crow, and he wanted to kind of, memorialize him by doing a version of the, the crow look, but not exactly. And I thought that was really cool. And yeah, I mean, I thought it was interesting that he did that. And my boyfriend ended up dressing up like Sting for Halloween one year for, before I ever knew him. So it was, it's pretty cool. I anybody that wants to remember Brandon and keep his memory living on is good to me because, he was an amazing person, and I hope people never forget who he was.
Yeah, I wish he was around longer.
Me too.
Sadly, there's that theory or rumor about the curse.
Yeah, the curse and the cults and the Illuminati I've heard, and I've heard everything, but I was on set and I was there, and people were just overworked and tired. It's just the bottom line. People are overworked and tired, and mistakes happen when that happens. So it sucks, but it's the way it happened.
And you still do long hours on set. I knew this. So
Yes.
chillax, guys.
Yeah, it's not like they're going to stop doing long hours on set. I think they're just a little more cautious about safety issues.
Yeah, for sure. Because even plastic guns, you're not allowed to point anywhere.
No.
Which is good.
No, yeah. My mom, growing up, my mom always taught us, regardless of movie sets, that had nothing to do with it, but she always taught us, even toy guns, you don't point at people. You just don't point guns at people, period, ever. So that should just be, a standard all the time, and I'm glad that it's changing, in the industry, I guess.
Okay. Do you want to do a shout out on the movies that you're going to be in?
I don't know the titles for both of them because I think they're working on that right now. So I can't give a shout out to them. But I do have Alice that I'm working on. Alice is a psychological thriller that I'm working on. They're actually working on getting some financial backing to possibly make it a series on Netflix.
Ooh.
So I'm really looking forward to filming more of that. It's a really, really good storyline. So I definitely give a shout out to Alice, the story that I'm working on, and Matthew Stumpf, who's the director, and he's an awesome director, and he's doing a really great job making it. So yeah, I'm really excited about that one. That one's definitely going to be coming out.
Excellent. Thank you. Is there anything you want us to tell your fans and the audience out there?
Just, I love you guys, and thanks for being fans, because I wouldn't be here without you.
Thank you. The Crow's Nest.
Crow's Nest on YouTube.
Rochelle Davis. Hello. Well, let's start all over. I'm just gonna enjoy this chair. This is awesome. I know, right? Regardless. Hello. We're here at CKexpo with actor
Rochelle Davis.